Okay, here we go. We are going to go and get this started. The first one we want to be able to see here is slope. So I'm going to make this a plus sign. Too big for this. Instead of an X, we're going to make an A. Technicalities on everything, guys. Okay. First one here, I want to be able to see my slope. I'm looking at my 2 points here. I'm going to go down 2 over 3. So my slope will be negative 2/3. The sum of a triangle adds up to 180. So I'm going to add up all my angles here, 55, plus my other angle, which is 54, plus my other angle right here, x plus 74, and set that equal to 180. Adding these up, we're going to get 183, yes? Subtracting out 183, we're going to get negative 3. Okay, we should get that as an answer. Next one over here. We're going to do distributive properties, so you do have a problem like this on your test where you have to distribute and solve. Okay, I'm trying to give you guys something that's going to match up. We're going to distribute. We're going to get 32a plus 32 is equal to 4 plus 40 plus 28. Jesus. Woo, long day. Here we go. Simplify. I'm going to subtract out 28 to both sides. This follows the do not call Mexico, distribute, combine like terms, move small value of x, or in this case, a. We're going to go ahead and simplify. We're going to get 4a plus 32 equal to 4. Subtracting out 32 from both sides, we are going to get a solution equal to 20. What is that? 28. Negative. You're right. Dividing both sides by 4, does that go into it evenly? By how much? -7. Here's our solutions. Questions? We're good. Okay, here we go. Do me a favor. Have out your homework. I'm going to give you guys the answer key. The ones that are circled next to the letters, the ones you had to do. If you need or want me to go over any of them, be so kind to raise your hand, and I'll be more than happy to help you in this time of need. So there you guys go. 1 through 4 seems to be a simple elimination. In which you are finding the rows and eliminating them. 1, you're doing it with the y's. 2, you're doing it with the x's. 3, you're doing it with the y's. 4, the x's. 7 is one tricky one. If you want me to do it, I can definitely do it. 10, we can multiply one of the x's by a negative to eliminate that. That's an easy one for us to do. And number 12, again, choose one of them you want to eliminate. Right? They both 9, so make one of them negative. You can definitely do that. You can definitely do that. Can I do 7? At least 7? Yes? 10. 7 and 10. Same questions as my other class. So good stuff. I'm going to erase this. Did anyone find the words to this? How do you run a ladder? Can someone Google it? Because now I'm just curious to know what it is. Google magic. Google. If you Google it, it will definitely show up. So we're going to do not 12, right? Just 7 and 10. Okay. 7. Okay, when we started this out yesterday, the first thing we had to do was look at the columns. If the columns were not correct, we could not do them. If we're looking here at first, our x's are together, but everything else is not. So I want to be able to rearrange it so that they are in the correct order. The top one follows ax plus by is equal to c. This one's good. So I'm going to bring this one over to the side. We did nothing to it. This is good. We're happy. But the other one is not. So what we got to be able to do is I'm going to add 24 to the other side, and I'm going to subtract out 2y to bring it to the other. When we do that, do you want me to show that step? Let's show that step then. I'm going to add 24. 9x, my 24s go away. Give me 2y plus 24. Then I'm subtracting out negative 2y. 9x minus 2y is equal to 24. Now it's in the order we want to see it in. So I just showed the extra step. I'm going to bring this back up. And now look what order we have it in. Do we have columns that are in order? Looks nice now, right? It looks nice. Adding up our columns here, we are going to get 12x. My y's go away, leaving me 24. Dividing out by 12, we're going to get 2. I'm going to take the 2 and plug it back in. I'm going to plug it back into the one up on top. 3 times 2 plus 2y is equal to 0. We're going to get 6 plus 2y is equal to 0. 2y is equal to negative 6. Y is going to be equal to negative 3. Therefore, my solution happens to be 2, negative 3. So we get that one from. Raise your hand to help clarify a little bit of things. Okay, good. I will. I'll go back and show you. I'll show you them. Give me a second. Let me do number 7, and I'll let you guys do it for like the next 30 seconds. Doing one more time, we have for 10. So I'm going to rewrite 10 right here. Cool stuff. This is, again, number 10. Now, in this case, I want to use elimination. We don't have opposites. We have opposite numbers, but not the negatives. So choose one of them to get rid of. Which one would you want to do? Top one. Why did you choose the top one over the bottom one? To me, it looked easier. I would have said like it gets rid of more of the negative numbers. Whatever kind of works for you. So I'm going to multiply everything by negative. So I'm going to rewrite it down below. This gives me negative 16x plus 5y is equal to plus 33. And now that I had that, I'm going to completely eliminate this one so I don't see it. Our other equations will work just fine. Now that we have these, we have them in the correct columns now, and we have opposites. So our 16 and 16 go away, leaving me 6y equals to 51 and 33 does what? Someone? What did we get? 51 and 33? Subtract them. Subtract them. 21. Anyone still in? Negative 18, right? Y is going to be equal to negative 3. So because we have that, we want to be able to plug it back in. 16x plus negative 3 equals to negative 51. 16x plus 3 to both sides gives me 48. X is going to be equal to, going to make a boo-boo there? No, negative 3. We're good. Negative 48. So our coordinate points would be negative 3, negative 3. Those are our two. Good? Help out? Awesome. Okay, here we go. Here's your cleared for it. So if you have them, you need them. Pause the video. Again, do me a favor. We're just going to practice today, so graph the following systems. So take your times and graph them. Okay, so for our first ones here, I'm going to go and graph my intercept. So I'm going to go up 1 from that point, up 1 over 3. So I have my line going through this. Freehanding it. For the bottom one, I'm going to go down 3 to start on my y-intercept, and then I'm going to go up 5 over 3. The intersection of those two are going to be my solutions, which is going to be 3, 2. That should be your first answer. I think the one to the right is a little bit more trickier. The one to the right is telling me to do what? What is my x equal to negative 4? Tell me. Bucks. This is bucks. Vertical line for the x value at negative 4. So it's going up and down, right here. Okay. So we have our value there. For the bottom one, we have our A, B, and C, whichever way you want to graph it. If you rewrote it in slope-intercept form, go for it and do it that way. If you did it that way, you would have got y is equal to negative 3 over 2x minus 2. That's one way to write it. If you did it my way, you should have been able to use negative a over b, which happens to be negative 3 over 2. Then your b number, which I'm going to have to write down below, your b letter will be c over b, or just negative 4 over 2, or just negative 2. Simple thing. So we still have our slopes on these. We're going to go down 2, and then up or down 3 over 2, or back 2 up 3, and it'll give us a line through this point. So we should have our value there. What is my solution to the set? Negative 4. Is this correct? Are these two the same? Is that acceptable? No, not the same. Want to make sure you're putting your ordered pair correctly, x and y. Here we go, next one. Here's our little bit trickier ones, substitution. Our substitution methods are going to come into play. So we're going to do them. Okay, for this one that we're doing here, we have substitution, so we want to be able to plug back in. So we're going to take our isolated variable, right? That's going to be negative 2x minus 1. We're going to take it and we're going to plug it into our y. Negative 3x minus 3. That y will be equal to a negative 2x minus 1 equals to negative 3. So this might look like a complicated problem. We do got to solve these ones out. So distributive property, negative 3 times negative 2x gives me positive 6x plus 3 equal 3. CLT, combine like terms. Subtract out 3. 3x is equal to negative 6. X is going to be negative 2. Am I done? Now I want to be able to take my value and plug it back in. So I'm going to take it, plug it back into the one up on top. Y will be equal to negative 2 times negative 2 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So my solution to this will be negative 2, 3. Is that what we got? What we got? We're good? Okay. Next one to the right, we have another substitution. We're going to take our y value again, and in this case, we're going to plug it into the one up on top. We're going to get negative 6 minus 4 times the quantity, in this case, 4x plus 18. Oh, these are going to be big numbers. Fancy. Distributive property. Negative 4 times 18. 72. It's a good number. It's my football number, man. 72. Minus 22, yes. 22x. Ooh, I see what it's going to give me. Adding 72. 88. X is going to be equal to negative 4. I got scurred a little bit. You got me scurred. Take it and plug it into the one up on top. We're going to get y is equal to 4 times a negative 4 plus 18. 4 times a negative 4. Negative 16 plus 18. Positive 2. Solution, negative 4, comma, dose. How many of us got those both correct? How many were working on the second one, but it made sense? How many of us are just tired and don't want to be here? Touche, touche. Okay, here we go. We're going to do another one. Elimination. Let's do elimination. So let's practice our elimination practice. We're going to add up our rows. Our columns are good. Our y's are going to cancel out. We're going to get negative x. 1. Divide both sides by negative 1. X is going to be equal to what? Negative 1. Am I done?
No.
Take it and plug it back in. I'm going to do the bottom one. Oh, got to be able to plug that in. Subtracting or adding 2 to both sides. Y is equal to 6. Did we get negative 1, 6? Yes? Awesome. Sauce. Here we go. Now the one to the right. Are they in order first? They're in order, but do we have opposites? Which ones are opposites then?
Oh, no.
No. So in this case, we want to be able to multiply the bottom by 6. Right? To distribute that back in, we get 30x plus 6y is equal to negative 66. And all I did is I used distributive property to each term. I'm going to eliminate this. We're going to add up our rows now. So I'm going to try to make sure you guys see this a little bit clearer so it's not so. So these are my 2 equations I want to use now. This is going to give us 27. These go away. We're going to subtract these out. We're going to get what? What was that? 54? No, 54? Dividing both sides out by 27, x is going to be equal to 2. Negative 2, yes. We want to be able to use one of those, so I'm going to take it and plug it back in. I think the top one is a little bit easier to me for no reason, just that I think the numbers are smaller. Even though I have negatives, I just like dealing with smaller numbers. I'm going to get positive 6 minus 6y is equal to 12. And I should have left myself more room. If we subtract out 6 from both sides, I'm going to get negative 6y is equal to just 6. Y is going to be equal to negative 1. Yes? Mm-hmm. My solution would be negative 2, negative 1. How many of us got those? Somewhere? Do we see where we made a mistake? Okay. Okay, You guys did good today. Do me a favor. Wipe everything off. If you guys can stack everything back over there. Once everyone's sitting down, the bell rings. I'll let you go. Thank you, guys. This will be posted today. More problems will be online for you guys to have.